Burnouts. We have some stuff to talk about today. Not that we ever don't have stuff to talk about. We typically do. We typically try to find conversation points, right? But now there's some more stuff. There's Bam returning to form, having a bounce back game finally, possibly shutting up the haters, but you already know the next time he has a cold game, they're going to come back out in full force, but still happy to see the guy go out there and score at will. We have some questions on whether he did the jaw celebration or not and what that means, as well as the whole jaw trade fiasco scenario environment. We're going to be talking about that for sure. We will also be doing a full recap of that Suns game, a preview of the Celtics game that's happening tonight, where the Heat will play their second game against the Celtics. Our last game against the Celtics was in December, where we were on the second night of a back-to-back, had a bunch of guys out. We might still have some guys out for this one, but hoping that it's a better showing against the Celtics in this game. And then they play the Thunder again, this time at home. This weekend. So we will be talking about those games. And then, again, just some more general stuff. A hit on the 5-game road trip that's coming up, the jaw trade talk, some stuff about Spo, some stuff about Giannis, some stuff about Tyler, the Rich Paul pod and all the drama around that. Sabonis, is he going to Toronto? Will CP3 end up on a team? And some really cool stats about offense after makes or misses from Substack. This is a great article that we will be shouting out later in the pod. Hope you all stay tuned for that. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you all after this. Let's do this thing. We've got Hansel Pupo here today. Hansel, how are we feeling? How's the hand?
Everything's going good. Recovery not going as expected, but
Is it true they're not calling you Hansel?
yes, they're not calling me Hansel anymore. But brighter days ahead. Hopefully, if it's surgery, it's surgery, and if not, it's not. And we'll be back out here soon.
We got to see what we got to do.
Hmm.
Hopefully we can get you ready during the All-Star break. That's when
Yep.
players really get their rest up and they get
Hmm.
back to form. And that's what I thought. This is a good transition here. I thought we were going to need All-Star break for Bam to get back to form, but apparently not. He just needed to play the Suns, needed to play an Olympian teammate of his in Devin Booker. And Bam finally had his bounce back game, finally was able to shut out the haters to some extent. He was doing everything in this game, honestly. I mean, even throughout his slump, the defense was always there. People take that for granted. He's been positive in most of the games, but it was 11 of 15 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. He had 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block, only 1 turnover, 29 points total. Yeah, just a great Bam game. Any thoughts around Bam? How do you feel about him, like getting that game back, getting back to form?
I mean, like you said, his defense was never a question. I still think he's. Where do we put him at top 3? Best
Defensive
defensive.
players?
Yeah.
That, to me, yeah, I think that's pretty clear. I think,
Yeah, I don't really think there's a world where maybe just if Anthony Davis was at his healthiest point, or that which is never, maybe he's a better defensive player because he's just taller and bigger than Bam, then it's
yeah,
fine. But yeah, I don't really know. I didn't think anything of it, to be honest.
yeah, it's like it's a cold stretch.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not like we should be relying on him fully for his offense. And yeah, it was weird. I was like, the beginning of the season, he had a good stretch there where he was having those nice baseline drives, was making the shots, his middies, was making threes, and we were all feeling good about it. And then he went through one cold stretch, which he was brought back from an injury. And I mean, if you watch the games, like, you could tell he just didn't have the same lift on his shots. It just didn't look right. He was getting to the
Uh,
spots that they just weren't falling.
I did see Bleacher Report, which take it for what it is, Bleacher Report, but they're not a bad outlet, I guess.
No, I mean,
Saying,
they report stuff.
yeah, saying that Miami has this no real like A+ caliber, all-star caliber, superstar caliber player, and yeah, I get that.
I get that, and I don't to some extent. Like, it's a little mix of both. I feel like it's like almost the Rudy Gobert conversation. I think Bam has a better offensive game than Rudy
Yeah,
Gobert,
of course, it's
but
obvious.
like
Yeah.
everyone loves to shit on Rudy, and it's like he's like almost to the point where he's not good, and he
No,
is. He's good
no,
at a lot of the stuff
yeah,
that you just don't notice.
I think it was more centered around. Not, I think it wasn't Ja. I think it was Giannis trade packages, and yeah, that's true. We
Yeah,
don't have a Giannis. That's 100% true. But like,
you're not winning a chip with Bam as your best player.
no,
That's
they're talking about Tyler and Bam, and yeah, obviously that's what we've been needing for like the last 10 years, or yeah, I guess yeah, the last 10 years. We just need that, that superstar that get a bucket whenever. We've always needed that, and that's we tried, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. Most of the times it never happened, but I still don't think Bam's a bad player by any stretch. But cold stretches is normal. That's sports. That's just
yeah,
sports. So obviously, Bam is. Let's be real. Bam's not a top 1% player, and the top 1% players are the ones that they do get hot in a cold moment, or like one day you throw a stinker, and the next day you're dropping 38.
yeah.
Obviously, we don't have that. I mean, that's very self-evident.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like I'm not expecting Bam to score 29 every game and to
Hmm.
go 4 of 6 from 3 every game, but also there was no reason to assume why a guy in his physical prime at 28 years old suddenly now he can't make jumpers
Yeah,
anymore and suddenly he can't dunk anymore. It's like,
it's overreaction by fans, by Heat fans, and just fans in general. I think it's pretty normal.
yeah, like
That's
he
why I
was
don't
just
really.
in the Olympics performing well. He's performed well for us for years. It's you got to take the larger sample size over the
Yeah,
small one. It's and also taking into account that this has been a different system, a different team. It's there's a lot that goes into it. But
yeah.
Bam spoke about it, and he gave a lot of thanks to UD. Which shout out to freaking UD, man. Keep finding ways to help our season. He apparently drove to Bam's house at 9 a.m. the day of the game, which is like an hour and a half drive for UD, just to check in on him because of the slump that he'd been going through, to kind of
Hmm.
like talk to him, get him mentally right. And Bam gave him credit for that in the post game presser, and it's just we're so fortunate to have a guy like UD who was a
Yeah,
part of this franchise and who still speaks for this franchise. But in this game, they had 70 points in the first half. Well, it's another game with 70 points in the first half. They had 71 actually, and it was although we won, we had another third quarter, continuing to strike the Heat. At half, the Heat were up 71-54, and then by the end of the third, we were tied 92-92.
that's not
So
good. That you never wanna give up that lead in the third.
yeah, that means that the Suns scored 38 points in the
I, wa-
third
I, I
quarter.
want to see what squad got deployed in the third quarter. At least who made up the most of the minutes, because I think that's usually time for bench players to come on and try to do their thing.
I think to end the third quarter, yeah, but at the start, you come out of halftime with your
Yeah.
starters, so it should be a good mix. I have in my notes here. I mean, I think the Suns went on a crazy run at one point in the third. Um, there was like a lid on the basket. Norm and Hero were both getting good looks and they couldn't make it. But either way, at the end of the day, you got to make sure that even when you're not making shots, that the other team isn't able
Hmm.
to just go on a nonstop
Yeah.
run, because you got to defend the basket. We win on defense, especially the Heat win on defense. Yeah, everyone got a splattering of minutes there. We had Drew Smith, Simone, Kasparis, Norman, Ware, Bam, Jaime. So it seemed like in the third, oh, that's the second quarter, apologies. But nonetheless, we needed to just tighten things up. The energy was a little weird. Davion did go out as well, so that might have been a little shock to the lineup. Also want to give credit to Davion because there was a pretty obvious play in which he injured his shoulder, like trying to go over a screen.
Hmm.
And after that play, you could tell he's still holding his arm, holding the shoulder. The ball found him, and he made a three with the injured shoulder. And then on the next defensive possession, he tries to take a charge. And they called it a charge initially, ended up being a blocking foul, but still, just like to be out there with a shoulder already injured, and you're like, shit, I'm gonna
Hmm.
I'm gonna take the charge. Like he could have easily ducked out and moved, but he's a soldier. So
Yeah.
shout
So
out to
saw
him.
Davion.
Yeah, they ended up removing him after that play, and I doubt he will be playing tonight against the Celtics because of the shoulder injury. I
Was it a
think he's
bruise
ruled
a
out.
bruised shoulder, or was it worse than that?
I don't think it's anything worse. I don't think they've said specifically. I think they have it as shoulder soreness.
Okay.
So I don't think it's a big deal, but yeah, they didn't even MRI it. Left shoulder
Okay. Perfect.
contusion is what they're calling it, I think.
Got
So
it.
yeah, nothing, no big deal. Hopefully. Um, Then another story from this game, aside from the Bam bounce back, which again, you can't really underrate how important he was in this game, was Norman Powell, man. He's just like he's so fast in like these weird spurts. He's like this little speeding bullet that if you like
Mhm.
misstep on him, he's just at the rim uh so quickly. And also I was watching the Suns stream for this game, which was fun to like watch a different commentator squad to like hear what they're saying about our players and what they're saying about their players. And they were talking about how Dillon Brooks is one of the players, one of the few who plays better angry. I think Norman Powell might be too, because there was some feisty moments between Norm and Dillon, and Norm was immediately just like on fire after that. And it's just an interesting thing because like I don't feel like there's a lot of players who play better angry. I mean, even us, like in a video game or something, like, or
Yeah.
even in real life playing ball. Like, I don't. If I'm playing
I
angry, I'm not playing well.
no, I mean, I'll have my moments, but no, for the most part, no. If I'm playing angry, I'm playing like absolute butt.
You're chalking up shots. You're not making the pass.
Yeah.
You're,
No, I'm playing like
but
absolute butt. Yeah.
it's a certain skill set. Like
Yeah. Some people got it. I've seen people pop off when they're mad and they just turn to something else. I'm like, I wish I was you, but no, can't
no.
relate.
And then I feel like people like that need to look for something to get mad. It's
Hmm.
like you need to find whatever it is to trigger you in that game and find a way to make
There,
that upset you.
there's a difference. Like, there's like people that get mad, like they're taking bad shots and they just get mad at themselves. Or there's people that get mad in the game where like you get fouled pretty hard and that hypes you up. That one I could see myself
Yeah.
getting into, but I usually just get mad at myself like if I shoot a bad three or chunk up a three, and I'm like, God dang it. And I start getting in my own head and I start playing mad. But like if I get fouled really hard or I make and one and I get fouled, that pumps you up.
That pumps you up. It makes you want to lock in a little bit
Hmm.
better. So there's two sides
Yeah.
to that coin for sure. But uh speaking of the Suns commentators, there was a few moments where I mean every commentator's a homer, right? It's just that's how it is. They
Yeah, I
they
mean you
they
have to,
vary from
yeah.
different levels of
Yeah.
homerism, but uh there was a play early on where they Powell kind of stripped Dillon Brooks going for a shot at the rim, and he fell to the ground and was super pissed off. And then in the replay, you could kind of tell that Brooks like extended his arms to push
Hmm.
Powell a bit, and Bam had to hold Norm back. Like Norm was pretty pissed off. And the Suns commentators on this one, they were saying that uh, that that one that they didn't think there was any follow through. They didn't think Brooks did anything there. They're like, why is Norm so upset? They were just confused. And it's like it was funny because they were saying all those things while the replay was like clearly showing the Brooks
Hmm.
push. And then later on in this game, Dillon Brooks, which will highlight this whole end sequence, but Dillon Brooks fouls Andrew Wiggins pretty clearly. Andrew Wiggins contesting that corner three. Dillon wraps his
Yeah.
arms around his shoulder and just brings him down with him. And the commentators again, this was a quote, uh, but he let go. I don't know if he was trying to protect himself.
No, that's no. But from
You,
what?
yeah, and you protect yourself by bringing that player closer to you. It's not like he pushed Andrew away. He
Yeah,
grabbed
no,
him and
that was that's like a play where you're like, are you okay in the head? Like, why would you? Why? What's the
clearly
point?
not.
They're,
Clearly
they're gonna
not.
they're gonna review it. Like, it's not like it's like a eye test. Like, it's like, oh no, hey, that's clean. I don't give a shit. I'm not
Yeah,
reviewing it. No, they're gonna review the play.
especially when it's the last play, like pretty much the last play of the game. Like they're gonna look at it. Why'd you
And there's so many other ways to like sell a foul or something like that. And like that's your best way. Yeah, like,
you
wow.
grab the guy by his shoulder? I mean, and thankfully Wiggins was fine, but that's
Yeah.
how you injure people, man. When you're in
Yeah.
the air and you're vulnerable, you pull someone in a weird way, and now they land in a weird way
Hmm.
because of it. That's look. I was giving Brooks some credit in my last pod, talking about how to his credit, he gives a shit. He tries hard every game, but then you have to live and die by him. He does some stupid shit,
He's
which this is one of those examples.
I never hated him. Like I am, but hey, if you hate Dillon Brooks, by all means,
Yeah, I
hate
can't
him.
really. I can't excuse.
Yeah, yeah, no, hate him all you want. But damn, these are the plays where he goes against your team. Is like, okay, now I understand why you really hate the guy.
Yeah, like
And
if
I've
Wiggins got hurt on that play, then it'd be F. Dillon Brooks forever. It'd be like, what the
yeah,
hell are you
yeah,
doing
yeah.
out there?
But he's an annoying guy. Like, I've seen the LeBron clips are funny as like a
They're really funny.
quasi lover of LeBron, but hate him at the same time because he did us dirty. I love those clips when he goes at it with LeBron. But yeah, no, I definitely see why people don't like him. And when he goes against your team, he does some f things like that, f up things like that. You'd be like, okay, now I hate him.
Yeah, yeah, wasn't in love with that. Last but not least, I will give credit to Jaime Jaquez, who was scoring pretty well in this game, but not just that. It was also the playmaking that was a big deal for him in this game. He had 14 points, but he had 4 assists, all of which came like right at the end of the game. It was, I'm sorry, hmm, it's only saying he has 4 assists, but I could swear. Oh, looking at the wrong game. He has, yeah, yeah, that's where it is. There we go. Jaime Jaquez had 16 points in this game, but he had 8 assists. And
Nice.
5 of them happened in the last like 3 minutes of the game where it was all just Jaime driving kicks.
Mm,
And every single time you could watch the clips, he drives, 2, maybe 3 defenders are all staring at him because he's a problem when he gets downhill. He's a big body who's
yeah.
crafty around
A-
the rim.
And he has good footwork too.
He has really good footwork. He can stop. He can do the step through. He can do a little post move there. It started off with him driving and getting out to Bam for a corner 3, which they ended up correcting to a 2. Still nice to see. He had another one where he drove and kicked out to Hero. Hero didn't take the open 3. Instead, he passed it up and ended up taking a contested shot. But then Jaime got the offensive rebound and passed it out to Bam, who hits a 3. Had another one where he passed out to Bam again for a 3. He found Powell slashing while he was driving for another easy basket in the paint, and then he found Powell for a corner 3. That was like 5 possessions in a row, 5 offensive
Mm.
possessions of just Jaime doing the damn thing, putting the ball in the ground and putting the game away, really, because this was a very close game up until those moments, really, when that drive and kick to Bam for the second 3, well, the first 3, because the one was called off as a 2, that put us up 116, 114. That's I give a lot of credit to him. I know there's a lot of trade rumors going on right now, which we might get into. We will get into a little later. And I understand if people want to sell high on Jaime
Hmm.
because, goddamn, if you want to sell high, this is the time to do it
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. I like him. I've always liked him. Even when he sucked, I liked him. I always thought
Me
he was a
too.
good. I thought he was a good bench player, good role player. Like he knows his role. I don't think Jaime thinks he's gonna be a starter in a good team, but
No.
he could be a starter in a decent team, and he could be an amazing bench player on any team. Hot
Yeah.
and cold, but dominates when teams are smaller than him because he does have good footwork. He's just not. I don't think he's actually kind of great at anything, but he's a solid player, and I think that's the way the NBA is just moving nowadays. Like you don't really need 3 superstars. Well, we know this already. You don't need 3 superstars. You just need a deep team, a deep good team that knows how to play defense, that knows how to do everything at a solid level, and we'll see. We'll see what happens now with like your Knicks of the world, where you invest a bunch of money on good players, and then your bench kind of thins out. We'll see what happens with that. But I think Jaime is a really good player, bro. I never hated him like a lot of people hated on him when he sucked last year. I always thought since the get go from UCLA too when I used to watch well, at the time that's I watched a little bit of college basketball. I was like, this kid's a good player. He's not a bad player at all,
Yeah. Yeah. And shouts out to him just because,
and a
yeah,
tenured vet. By the way, I think he did 4 or 5 years in college. So
yeah, he had a long college career, and to your point, I think it's really helpful when your player knows who they are. He's not
yeah,
trying to become a star at any point in time. He's just doing
and
what he
and
has to
and
do.
if he does, shouts out to him, and he shuts me up. But
That yeah, even better. But you never know truly. But
yeah,
regardless, I think he's great as he is right now, and is gonna be a long time player in the league, being able to put up numbers on the bench and facilitate the offense to some extent.
yeah.
Uh,
I just want to bring out this point, which we talked about a couple years ago. We don't have to spend too much time on it. Where do you think Teddy Hero is at with what he thinks he is? Because I remember when we first drafted him, I was like, great player, 6 man. You said no, too early, and I'm like, all right, whatever. At one point, we all did agree that he was becoming an amazing 6 man. That was
yeah,
a consensus NBA. Like everyone was like, no, Teddy Hero is gonna be a great 6 man. But then he kind of transitioned to like, okay, no, I'm probably like a top 15, top 20 a guard. I'm not gonna say 2 guard or 1 guard. Guard. Where do you think he ends up at in his career, or where he shines the brightest?
so it's tough because if you would have asked me this last year, because he had a great season last year, I'd
You
say
see,
that
starter top 20 shooting guards in the league.
yeah, like he could be a starter on a good team. Not, I
Yeah.
don't think he's ever will reach the peak of like top 2 player on a
No,
championship
no,
team
fuck no,
or
not
something
that.
like
No.
that. But I thought he could be a starter on a great
Yeah,
team. Like fine. Now it's a little bit. The questions for me are more around his injuries. Like, can he even be healthy for full seasons?
his injuries, his lack of defense.
And then the defense and the size is another thing, just because with the way the league is looking right now, where everyone is 6'6" and huge and muscular and just can, shoot also and dribble and pass. I think it's harder for small guards like him if they don't have the defense. So honestly, I think he's teetering between that, like, I can be a good player on a team as a starter or a six man. And I think like on this team specifically, I think like a six man is a more ideal role for him,
Yeah,
maybe. But yeah, I'm like, I don't want to make a decision too soon on him, but where I was leaning more towards starter before, I'm definitely leaning more towards
six man.
is this guy a six man on a good team?
I
Like come off the
I
bench and just cook.
I yeah, man. I don't know. I think that was his destiny. And like I said, last year I agree with you. I was like, no, this guy's a did he make it to the All Star off freak
It was,
nature
yeah,
events in the
it was a
world?
weak all-star selection. Yeah.
And I think someone got injured, and they're like, "Tyler Hero," and he was like, "Dang it!" Or no, I'm pretty sure he didn't say "dang it." Pretty sure he was very happy
Yeah.
about it. But like,
It was a
we all
weak
know,
East too.
yeah, we all know that he's not an All Star. Let's be real here. But he is though. Shouts out to him. Norman Powell's also an All Star too. Same thing happened with him. But I think Norman Powell's better. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's Tyler's role in the NBA. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that's where he's gonna shine the brightest. I don't think he's gonna make as much money as he thinks he's gonna make. That's for sure. But
I think he thinks that he can still be that guy, which is the
no,
issue.
he definitely does think that.
Yeah, I think that's the issue
But
too,
good luck.
where I don't think he's fully accepted the fact that like you're not
As
one of the
long,
best scorers in the NBA.
yeah, as long as if big if I'm not gonna talk bad about him, but if we ship him off to Milwaukee, Milwaukee fully rebuilds, he can get that money over there.
Oh yeah, while they're rebuilding for sure, that's how you can get the money.
That's how you get
If
the
you're on a
money.
team that just needs a player for right now and just to be rebuilding, that's easy.
3 years, give him a ton crap load of money, and all right,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're not going anywhere in the next 3 years anyway. So just pay the guy to be there to put butts in seats, and
hmm
then hope that he stays loyal to you on a cheaper deal after
And
that. While
he is from Milwaukee,
he's
no,
from
Kentucky.
Milwaukee.
Oh, he's from
Yeah,
yeah. He played at Kentucky.
yeah.
No, yeah,
Did he? I think he played at Kentucky.
pretty sure Kentucky. Yeah, no,
Yeah, he did.
he played in
University
Kentucky.
of
Okay,
Kentucky. Yeah,
yeah,
but he's from
yeah, okay,
Milwaukee.
perfect. Ship him out there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a question mark with him, and we'll talk more about him in a little bit. We'll move on from the Suns game. Fun game overall. It was cool. Like we took a big lead at the half. Suns came back, and then we had a fun like clutch ending to it. So, happy with the results from it. We do have 2 games upcoming before we will be recording again. We're going to be playing the Celtics for the second time and the Thunder for the second time. Some quick things about this Celtics game because it's tonight, so I don't want to belabor it as we'll watch and see what happens rather than need to predict what happens. The last time we played them was the second night of a back-to-back. We didn't have Hero, we didn't have Davion, we didn't have Wiggins.
Yep.
It's looking like we won't have Davion again because of the injury that just happened, but as of right now, it seems like we will have the rest of the team in. This was the Derrick White game where he
Yeah.
had 33 points and went 9 of 14 from 3. This guy was
Yeah.
making
I
step
watched
back
that.
threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a contested 3 over Ware.
This guy was shooting at the logo and making them, and the
Yeah,
Buffalo
yeah.
just the Buffaloes are crazy. He reaper, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, obviously you want to win a game, and aside from it being a second night of a back-to-back where I had a bunch of guys out, like what do you do against that when a guy's just feeling himself?
We were close at one point, but I'm like,
We were close up until the fourth quarter.
yeah,
Right up
I'm like,
until going into the fourth, we were 89-92. And then the Celtics started the fourth quarter going 6 of 6 from 3.
yeah, but I knew. I mean, it was like, I mean, if we lose against this team, I don't really care. Like, a bunch of our starters are out. Like, what? Like,
Yeah. We had
that's
3
fine.
starters out, and they went 6 of 6 from 3 in the fourth to start the fourth. They ended up 10 of 15, I think, total. But they ended up they just went on a run, and we
Yeah.
couldn't get back. Some fun stuff from this game was Kasparis. This was one of his like first real games, and he had a good game. He was a +3 in the loss. He had a nice steal on Jaylen Brown 1-on-1 that was kind of
Mhm.
cool, like showing some of the defensive chops. He was 5 of 8 from 3, which a big question mark from him was if he can hit threes. But then on the opposite end, he could not hit a 2. He was literally
No, he was really bad. Yeah, and
he was
inside
0 of 7
yeah,
from
it
2.
it was pretty bad. It was
0
pretty
of
bad.
5, I'm sorry, from 2. Yeah. So that was that, and this was another big Ware game. Ware was 4 of 5 from 3 in this game
Mhm.
and was kind of showing out, having a good time. So I was happy like in those moments because I'm like, Ware's developing, Cass is developing. I didn't really care that we lost all that much because like what we were saying, it was a back to back and we didn't have our guys. It was an away game, and Boston's been playing well. There's not really any way to go about it. Like they're right now the second offense in the whole NBA. They're the 15th defense, so middle of the pack defense, but one of the best offenses. They do play at a slow pace. They don't really they're bottom 5 in assists, or this was an old stat, but still probably around there. And they're one
Mm-hmm.
of the top ISO teams in the league. So it's a lot of like let Jaylen Brown cook or let whoever has the ball cook. But they're a good team, man. Despite what anybody thought, despite what I thought about them coming into the season, I thought they weren't even going to be. I thought they were going to be like 10th or ninth in the East.
No, no, they did a good job, and now even their best players even playing. So
Yeah, they're second in the East right now. Just some interesting stuff to point out before we move on, and this is all actually the same as it was before, or for the most part the same. Numbers have changed by like 1 or 2 placements. They, in terms of their offense, they are last in frequency of getting to the rim and shooting corner threes. They don't do either of those, but they are first in shooting non-corner threes, above the break, from the wing, slots, to the point that they shoot so many non-corner threes that they're third in overall threes, their frequency of shooting threes. They love to take those above the break threes.
mm,
They're also second in the league at shooting long middies. So if they're not shooting the three, they're stepping in just a couple feet and they're shooting a mid.
yeah,
Uh, and accuracy wise, they're great. They're top 4 accuracy at the rim, top 2 from short mid, 7th from long mid, 4th from corner 3, 8th from non corner 3. They're just, it's insane to see this because you look at the roster and you're like, how does that make sense? But it is what it is. They're really good in the half court, and they run good half court sets that get them good scoring. They're 4th in points per play in the half court. And then as far as their defense goes, which is what's, the vulnerability on their end, they have an interesting scheme in which they're number 1 at preventing shots at rim, which is good, but they allow a lot of shots from short mid range. They're 25th. They allow a lot of mid rangers in general,
mm,
but that short midi is a dangerous spot when you're getting those middies from the paint. And they allow a lot of non-corner threes to the point that they're 30th and they're the worst in the league in allowing 3-point shots. So they kind of allow what they do. They allow other teams to shoot above the break threes, and they're just betting that they shoot them better than you.
yeah,
And that's been a good bet for them so far. That's if we
mm,
have Tyler and Norm in this game, I like our odds because they're both good at those above the break threes. I mean,
right.
even Bam last game was hitting them. I don't know if that was a blip or not, but I'm not scared of that. And then in terms of their on off, like it's just so weird. Like last time we had checked this, which was in December, Namias Keita was like a plus 19.7, one of the best players in the league in on off, which was like, what the hell? Now
Mm.
he's come back down to earth. He's a plus 1.3, but now Hugo Gonzalez is a plus 17.4, one of the best on offs in the whole league. So it's like, I don't know I don't watch enough Celtics games to tell
No,
you
me
what the hell
neither.
is going on,
Mm-mm.
but it's just crazy when you see Hugo, who, I mean, I've heard good things about, but he's a young player. How the hell are you a plus
He did.
17.4?
I think he popped off against Miami in the fourth quarter, something like that. He scored like 11 points
Yeah, I think he did
last
have
time they
that
played.
moment. He was 4 of 7 in the game. He had 10 points. Yeah, he's a good player. I
Mm.
like him. So we'll see what happens tonight. I'm taking the Heat. I think we could do this. It was a close game until the fourth last game, and now we actually have some of our closers in, and we're not on a back to back, so that'll help. Um, and then we play the Thunder again. I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't think we win this game.
No, I don't know if you want to spend too much time on it, but no.
Yeah. The last time we played them, they were slumping. We talked about the Asteroid 3200 Phaethon
Mm.
and how it would ruin their chances. They've demolished the Asteroid. They've won
Yeah,
3 in a row, including when they beat us. They finally beat the Spurs in a dominant game where Shai went off, and he is still on Wilt watch right now. He's at 111 games in a row with 20 points. Wilt is 126.
that's that's probably gonna
He
happen.
he's right there, man. He's right there. He had in this game against the Spurs 34 points, 11 of 23 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3. He did have 13 free throws. He had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers. He had 4 blocks. Uh, yeah, man.
Guy's good.
Just
That guy's good. I mean, what more do people want to talk about? Like,
I don't know, man.
He's just a good player. I mean, he's a top 5 player in the league. You want him to fall off? I mean,
It's not gonna happen, dude.
I guess it would be kind of crazy to see him fall off and talk about it for like a month.
But
But he's not. But he's not. He's
he's
getting. He's just balling. Consistently, just balling, bro. Like there's nothing.
he's the definition of consistency, man. It's so dope, like to have a star who just every game is gonna score 25 or more, like
Like
every game.
yeah. Like I wish. I don't know. Luca like sucked out of nowhere, and people are like, why is Luca sucking? Like, and Luca's like, I don't know why I suck. But these players are just good players. Like they're just great players. Like your I'm not gonna have Wemby out there, but your SGAs, your Lucas, your Jokers, those people are just good players, bro. They're just good players.
The work they put in is it's just they
Like we
rely
said,
on it.
there comes to a point where like you just surpass your bracket and you just go to like best players in the league, and those people they're different. They're different.
They're just
And,
different. Yeah, it's
and
just
there's no shitting on anyone else. Like all these players are amazing players on their positions, all of them, because they made it to the NBA. You know how hard
yeah,
it is to make it to the NBA? Like it's
yeah.
kind of
There's
insane.
there's a lot of players. I mean, Jeff Teague talks about it on his podcast all the time. A lot of guys do, but it's like all these guys in high school were putting up 40 or 50 points
Yeah.
a game, like just going off. And then you make it to the NBA and you're like, no, you're the eighth man on this roster.
But he's still one of the better eighth men in history. That's
Yeah,
the crazy thing about people don't understand how hard it is to play basketball. Like at the NBA level,
yeah,
these people are great players. But your Lucas, your LeBrons, your what, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Those are just a different animal. That's something that you just can't comprehend because we don't play basketball at an elite level. They're just different. SGA is one of those players, and he's still gonna be one of those great players until I don't know a freak accident or something bad happens to him, God forbid. But he's a great player, and I don't know why people hate him.
yeah.
So
There's just you have to applaud and like tip your cap to a certain level of consistency when
mm,
whatever it is you do. Like everyone, I hope has something that they strive to be good at,
yeah,
whatever it is that they're trying to be good at, and we all have off days in whatever it is that we're doing. But to every day, even your off days, be an A, a B plus. That's when you're at that point. It's undeniable, man. You don't have bad games. You don't have bad days. Your bad
Sh-
days are
yeah.
great days for another guy.
Shit on him all you want, foul merchant. I don't care. I mean, my one of my favorite players did it, James Harden. I don't give a shit.
One of our favorite players, Dwayne Wade. Like
Yeah.
you, you know why you get fouled? Like, and that's the thing too that I feel like, and I get it. I get it. There's some plays in every game that Shai has, that Luca has. Luca has a lot of them where
No, where you
you
get
can
tired
tell
of you're
they're
like,
grifting and that
ah,
he's
yeah.
complaining for the foul or really trying for it, whatever. But the reason why these players draw fouls is because the defender is so scared of their skill set.
Yeah, of course.
It's not like defenders want to foul. They don't foul other people at that same rate. They're just like,
Mm-mm.
shit, if I give this guy an inch of space, he's going to stop and hit the midi. If
Mm.
I press in a little too close, he's going to drive in on me and make the shot at the rim. They're so like confused at how to defend this guy and so on the edge, on their tips of their toes that they foul him. And Shai notices that the same way any great player does, the same way Dwayne and James Harden before them did. They know, oh, I already lost this guy
Yeah.
2 dribble moves ago. If I pump here, he's going to jump and I'm going to make the shot right after it and I'm going to get the foul. And that's what
Mm.
they do. And like, I'm not going to like, if you're smart enough in the moment to realize that you just got this guy, that he's gonna bite air on your pump, that's a skill, dude. That's a skill.
Let me tell you, we saw with James Harden after a while, like he didn't get as many calls anymore, but he was still an amazing player.
Yeah.
Obviously, he got older with time. That's fine, but you did see it after like his third year popping off, like less calls are being fouled, but James Harden was still an amazing player.
People learned how to defend them better. I mean, even Shai just now, I mean, in that Spurs game, he had a lot, but he had just been going through a recent slump where he
Yeah.
wasn't really getting the same free throw calls he was getting. I think he was averaging like 6 calls a game instead of
Mm.
like closer to more, like 9 or 10. Um, Still scoring 25 or 30 points a game, man. Doesn't
Great player after haters, and this is coming from someone I've said it so many times. I don't like him. I don't like his game. I don't like watching him play. I'm not a fan of him. But he's a great player though, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So can't really be mad at that. Can't really be mad at him for what he does. Again, it'll be a fun game to watch because I like watching OKC Thunder.
Yeah.
I don't expect us to win this game. In the last game we played against them, Andrew Wiggins had himself a game. It was like some Canada on Canada violence. but it was all for naught because it wasn't enough to put them away. The third quarter, which is what is typically our third quarter, seems to be oftentimes when OKC puts the game away. That's why Shai barely plays fourth quarters. They just kill you in the third.
Mhm.
And yeah, they killed us in the third. And stat check, last time we talked about how they allow negative points off live rebounds. It was negative 0.7. It's negative 0.8 now. It's just slightly going higher. So it's just
Lower.
yeah, lower. Yeah, lower. They're scoring even more off of you getting rebounds. So it's even crazier.
Crazy.
Yeah, we'll move on to just some general stuff. Coming off of this 3-game home stretch the Heat just had against the Suns, the Celtics, and we will be playing the Celtics and Thunder. They will now go on a 5-game road trip afterwards after this weekend, where they will be playing the Warriors, the Kings, the Trailblazers, the Jazz, and the Suns again. How do you feel just hearing those 5 teams? I know a 5-game road trip's never good, especially like in the dog days of the league right now, where we're almost at All-Star break. But I'm not like, well, how do you feel about those teams? About Warriors, Kings, Blazers, Jazz, Suns,
Warriors, Kings, Blazers,
Jazz,
Warriors,
and
Kings.
Suns?
Okay, so West Coast road trip.
Yeah,
First team, what was it?
Warriors.
Warriors. Should be a loss because I just think Stephen Curry is the best player of all time. But I mean, let's talk realistically speaking here. Decent chance. Second team
Second team is the Kings, the Kangs, who
should
beat
be.
us the last time, who embarrassed us when we
Yes,
played
that
them
is true.
last.
That is true. That is true. On paper, yes, that is true. Well, not on
So
paper, that actually
that means
happened.
we gotta get our lick back. That's what
But
that means to
damn,
me.
West Coast road trips suck butt, dude.
Yeah, they do suck.
Should be a dub. Third team was the
The
Portland.
Blazers.
The Blazers should be a dub.
Although we'll say the Kings is on the second night of a back-to-back. We play the Warriors Monday
Yeah.
night and then the Kings
Give me 2
Tuesday night.
back-to-back dubs. I want 2 back-to-back dubs.
Oh, okay. I like
2
it. I like
back-to-back
it.
dubs. The third team was
Blazers.
the Blazers. They have Danny. They have who else do they have? I don't watch
They have
Portland games.
Yeah,
I
man,
think
they
I
have
think
an
they
odd
have that.
team.
They have a rookie that's pretty good. Give me an L for that team. I'll take an L.
We'll take an L. Third night. I
Yeah.
mean, third game. Yeah, that's
Fourth
good.
fourth game was who?
The Jazz. That's
Give me a W. Yeah. And then the Rockets. Oh.
no, the Suns. The Suns.
Oh, the Suns again.
The Suns on another back-to-back. We played the Jazz Saturday night and then the Suns Sunday night.
Give me a dub. Give me a dub for the Suns.
So you're thinking a good
We're
like
gonna-
4-1 little stretch here.
Yeah.
We lose against the Blazers and we win 4 games. That would be cool. I mean, I'll take
dope.
that. I'll go 3-2. I'll say we lose the Suns game on the back-to-back. I like everything else. I'm happy we beat the Warriors. I think we beat the Kings, getting our lick back. A little loss against the Blazers, beat the Jazz, and then
Yeah, the Blazers
Suns.
also feel like, why did we lose against the Blazers? But we're like, all right, whatever, fuck it.
Fuck it. And then we beat the Jazz and Suns. I mean, we beat
Pure,
the Jazz
pure
and the
vibes
Suns.
test. This is pure vibes, by the way. Not actually going off any
Oh,
stats.
no,
or
I
anything
didn't
like
look
that.
at any stats.
I'm going
I didn't
pure
look at the
vibes.
ratings. We will do more of that as we get closer to those games. Actually,
Yeah.
this is still like a week away. I will look into some of the things. Injuries can happen before then.
And
Trades,
this is
which
me
we're about to talk about, can happen.
This is me visualizing
Yeah.
a Miami
just-
W.
No.
Well, there you have it, folks. Miami 118, Suns 2. That's what I'm picturing in my head.
that's how you got to do it. And
Vibes.
I'm with it. I like the vibes. I think we'll come out positive. But we are in trade season. We are in the dog days of the league right now. A lot of those teams listed there are in talks of trades too, the Warriors and the Kings specifically. But focusing on Miami, there's been a lot of John Morant noise.
Yeah.
Noise so loud that it's hard to ignore. Like, it's like when there's smoke, there's probably fire.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, this was posted on X by, I believe the account is Drew Star, that John
Hey,
Morant.
No free ads. No free promos.
No, I mean, he did the investigation.
Oh,
so
yeah, true. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like a journalist tweet or is it a video?
It's a journalist tweet, kind of.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's fine. Shout out to him,
He
then.
went through and found that John Morant purchased a $3.2 million home in Miami 3 weeks ago.
Mm.
So
Okay.
that's interesting. I don't know what we make of that. It's Miami, so it's Miami real estate.
Miami is cool.
Yeah, like there's sometimes where players buy a house in LA, and everyone's like, "Is he going to the Lakers?" Like I think probably wants a house in LA.
Yeah, I mean, just like cool cities to have a house in, like, New York, if you're into that. Los Angeles, Miami, top 3, right? Consensus?
Yeah. And a lot of people work out in Miami in the off season too.
Yeah.
It's a pretty common thing. So, but interesting timing. 3 weeks ago, amidst all of the stuff that's going on, Ja buys a house in Miami. It's also been reported that the Kings and Wolves are no longer pursuing John Morant. John
The
Morant,
Wolves were pursuing John Morant.
at one point, there was rumors that they were interested.
That'll be
It would have been cool, but they're not looking at it anymore, apparently.
that would be a funky team. Granted, probably be hella fun because at one point it was Ant and Jaw
Yeah,
as the who's taking over the league, and then
Ant and Jaw
obviously
together would be
a funky team because none of them are. Well, obviously, the whole thing was Ant is not a one.
yeah.
John Morant's a one, but he's definitely not a one on paper though.
Yeah, I did mention this before. Like his assist rate is up this year, but he's still
Okay.
like he's a score first point guard. So it's, but maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how
maybe he could transition to playing that one, but that would be a funky team. I'm not saying I'd hate it, but it would be a fun team.
The vibes
I
would be
think.
really interesting. The
Yeah.
vibes would be really interesting. But apparently they're not into it anymore. I haven't seen any more reports about the Bucks, so I don't know if the Bucks are still pursuing it. But Jaw has said that he wants to come to Miami, that he values Spo, that he wants to eventually make the Olympic team one year. So there's like a lot of Jaw wanting to come here.
A guy that really had it all at one point, like Jaw was him.
Before the gun thing, everyone was thinking this guy's the future of the NBA.
Yeah, no, he was until I think maybe Ant. And then it was like, oh shit,
But
like
Ant kind of took it over during Jaw's absence.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Well deserved too. Ant is amazing, but
he took over that mantle, and then
Jaw's had injuries. He's had off the court stuff.
And then I don't know where it's like the Europeans that kind of take it over, but like the American face is still kind of Ant, and LeBron still comes back in, but not really anymore. So it was like it was a really weird mixture of things. But yes, I do agree with you. At one point, Jaw was that the dude for
That's
the
how
kids.
good this guy was.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to the Mismatch often. Like I've mentioned, Chris Vernon is a Memphis Grizzlies fan media member, and like he says it all the time. Like every kid wears John Morant jerseys, has John Morant shoes in Memphis. Like they love John Morant. He is their guy.
No, he's probably the best thing that's happened to him since
Grit and Grind, man. Like
since Zebo. So it's like, yeah, I mean,
so he's really good. Well, he can be really good. We don't know if he will be anymore. We don't know if the injuries have just taken him out or what's going on with him, but there's a lot of noise that he's coming to the Heat, and I haven't spoken to you specifically about this. So before we get into more of it, how do you just feel about the Heat trading for John Morant, assuming, which all reports are showing, that it doesn't seem like it's going to cost that much if the Heat want to make that trade?
All right, so bringing it back to the Bleacher Report, they compared. So Tyler would ideally be getting shipped out, right? I think, or is
that's one of the reported trades, but I don't. Some are saying that it might even just be like Terry Rozier, Simone, and like Kasparis.
Shit, if we get him for that, then even better.
That's like,
all right. I'm not gonna bring up the Tyler thing. Okay, that's fine. Let's just add him to the Heat, and make pretend Tyler's not in that team.
Add him to the Heat, and imagine that we just removed a few bench players.
Yeah, okay.
I think the biggest person they might put in that trade package is Davion. I don't even think they would do that.
I would send Davion. There's no point.
I would send. I love Davion.
No, but you have to like.
But if the trade is Davion and Terry Rozier for a chance at John Morant.
Well, in the situation, the thing is, I'm kind of circling back on like if we get Giannis and
so that we're gonna get to that. Well, so save that one. We're gonna get to it.
That's where my brain, like, this is where my timeline is going to, right? But like, all right, let's just say adding Jaw and just don't forget about the rest. Let's just add Jaw to the team, right?
Let's say you run out a roster right now, a lineup of Jaw, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Bam, and I guess you'd either have Ware starting or you'd do the same thing where instead of Davion, it's Jaw, and you'd have Davion, Tyler, Powell, Wiggins, and Bam. So either the three small guards, Wiggins and Bam, or Jaw, Powell, Wiggins, Bam, Ware.
It just makes it better.
It's one of those things, like, you got to bet on it, right? Like, if it's for cheap, you have to bet on it. And God, is he fun when he's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you want to put butts in seats, if you want to sell some Heat games, you want to get fans watching, some John Morant dunks, some John Morant layups.
Yeah,
he's got, and I don't even know if this phrase is in vogue anymore. I think it might have been phased out. I don't keep up, but he's just got aura. Like, he does. Like, it's like when he's on the court, like, he's dope. He's just really dope.
Yeah.
This before we get to the Giannis part of it, you saw the clips. We saw the clips. People were
Yeah.
talking about it. Do we think Bam hit the jaw grenade thing? Because
No.
Bam only hit the ears closed.
Yeah.
Jaw does the full like throw the grenade, then covers the ears. For
No,
me,
it's not.
I,
I think it's just a normal thing, like just blocking off the haters,
that was my vibe from it.
just like in soccer, like people go like this, like you can't see it, but like they open up and like it's like come on, talk more about me. I want to hear you. They go
Oh,
like
okay, so like
this.
the opposite almost. Like I want
Yeah,
to hear you talk
yeah.
about
They
me.
close up in the NBA. Well, like we saw Bam and Jaw. They close up in the soccer. Like this is like let me keep on talking. Let me hear you.
Okay, so
But I
that's what
think
I
it's
got
just
the vibe of.
yeah. Unless if he did the grenade thing and then do that,
But there was no grenade.
okay. No, there's no grenade, and I think it's like that's a normal thing. Like
I
unless you
also
like
don't think Bam's that kind of guy because I think Bam genuinely has love for all the guys on his roster. So
yeah.
even if quietly behind the scenes, Bam might be like, hell yeah, let's get Jaw. I don't think he's the type to bring that drama
No,
onto the
no,
court.
no,
Like,
no.
because if that was real, if Bam was doing the Jaw thing and Tyler's in trade rumors, Davion's in trade rumors, Wiggins is in trade rumors, like,
Nah, nah, I don't think so.
I just don't think that's what him. So as much as like it's fun to say, I don't think so. And then the next part where we were going to talk about it, you're interested in it. So there's some reports, and man, the greed of the Heat, it knows no bounds. Of can the Heat, if they get Jaw for super cheap, where it's just like Kasparis and Simone and Terry Rozier, can we also still maybe get Giannis in the summer? Because there were some reports. There was a clip about Giannis. Sam Amick of The Athletic said this, that his understanding is that Miami is absolutely a place that Giannis is believed to be open to. So Giannis has made it clear that he's open to Miami. He might not be getting traded this year, but can we get both? And if we get both, obviously you take a chance, you get both. But the spacing of Jaw, Bam, and Giannis is terrible.
Yeah.
The spacing is
It-
bad.
yeah.
The defense of Giannis and Bam is insane. If you have Giannis and Bam on the court, it's going to be hard for other teams to score. But
That was always that was always everyone's thing, and like it was like Giannis and Bam is spacing is just not it.
and Bam like is showing that he can kind of shoot threes, but he's not a floor spacer.
Exactly. Like it's unless Bam just becomes insert great big man that shoots threes
They
here.
learned later on, like Brook Lopez or something.
Yeah, like
found
Brook
it out.
Lopez, exactly. Then I'd be like, oh no, fuck that then. Fuck it. Like there's no point. Like
If you trade for
go for it.
Giannis, Bam, I want you all off season just shooting 3-pointers. That's all I want you to do all off season.
That would be a funky team, huh?
That'd be a weird team. That'd
That'd
be
be a
really
weird
weird.
team. But I'm taking it though. I don't give a
I
fuck.
would. Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah, I
taking
don't
it in a
give a fuck.
heartbeat.
I'm taking it. I haven't had a A+ player in it's 2026 since 2013 when LeBron 2014 since LeBron left. So give me him.
Yeah. So I mean, I would love that. I think that would be cool. I don't know if it'll
And
happen. We don't know. It's
Gianna,
too soon.
yeah, I mean, where's he gonna go to the Knicks?
Maybe.
They
So some
suck.
people are saying that they're gonna
They
wait till the
suck.
summer. That the Bucks would wait till the summer if they're trading, because that's when teams are available to trade more picks.
Yeah.
Like I think the Heat would get one more pick. We're able to trade at that point. The Knicks probably unlock another pick. They're able to trade. So
The
it
Knicks are
might make more sense
brother.
for them.
They're not gonna do anything. What are they gonna make it to? They're gonna make it
It's
to what?
also they already like the idea. I guess would be to pair Giannis and Brunson. You already kind of saw that with Giannis and Dame. And Giannis doesn't want to run pick and rolls like that. Like he doesn't
No.
want to be a screener for a ball handling like
No.
shooting guard, like or point guard really, but whatever. Yeah, I don't look. I don't want to talk about too much. I don't want to jinx it, but I just want
The
to say it'd
Knicks
be
are.
cool.
Why would you go to the Knicks? The Knicks are butt. I mean, they're not butt. They're not butt. Don't get me wrong, but like, they're not gonna do anything. And if he's gonna leave, he's gonna go for Cat. He's gonna go for what's his other guy's name?
Like McCall or OG or
Yeah,
something.
no, I think Macau. I think Macau's better than. I mean, they're both good players. Don't get me wrong,
Both
but
good,
like,
yeah.
but it's gonna be Cat and
And why would the
Macau
Bucks want that?
or
They'd
OG.
have to get other teams involved to turn those players into assets. Because if you're the Bucks, you're not building around Cat right now. You're trying to get a younger
Yeah,
player.
you're trying to. I mean, how would you flip them though? I'm
That's what
just getting picks. If I'm the Bucks, I'm getting picks and one relevant player to not have Milwaukee as a dead city state. Milwaukee, Milwaukee's a state, right? I'm having a complete brain fart right now.
No,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is a state.
Wisconsin, sorry, there you go. The city of Milwaukee, like you need at least one relevant player, and I don't want Cat. Like I want a 1 or a 2 guard to like do cool things and have people at least be like, "Hey, you want to go to the Milwaukee game for $25 and we sit courtside? Yeah, let's do it. Let's watch some insert irrelevant player here that's kind of decent in this team."
That's the
So
thing is
and Cat is not that player. Cat's not gonna put any butts in seats. Like you need someone fun for the time being to rebuild.
fun and young where they can say like, oh, maybe this guy will like step up here. But
Like
like
Trey
you
Young.
already
Trey Young was a perfect example. Like, yeah, not a top 10 player, but like shoots threes, has like cool nutmegs on players and drives
yeah,
to their hole and can
he's
kick it
fun.
out. He's a fun player. At
Yeah.
least unless it used to be $25 for courtside, now it's like $50 courtside. So it's like you need that one fun player to have people engaged. That you've always needed that.
Yeah. So and to that extent, like I don't think Hero is the player that Trey Young is, but I think he's the type of like he's
No, but
from there,
yeah,
he's
but he
fun,
can, yeah, exactly. He can like he can put butts in seats to a certain extent, and he's a
he
he's
can
a
get
he's a
hot.
guard.
If he's
Yeah,
on
he
a
get
bad
hot.
team, like I wouldn't doubt if Hero on a bad team is scoring 28 points a game or some
No,
shit.
man, yeah, no,
Like,
I don't doubt it either. And I could
yeah.
see he drops 8 points or 11 points a game on a stinker, but
Yeah, but
whatever.
he might have those. He might have a 35-point game one night,
Hmm.
or 40-point
Or
game one
or a
night.
50-point game, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's that's what you're hoping for in a situation like that. A younger player who you can root around, and then hopefully some assets.
Hmm.
But we will see. We will see. It's too far away from now. I have one more Heat specific thing I did want to talk about. There was as always, whenever the Heat start losing, the Heat fans, some Heat fans start pointing fingers at Bam, at the organization, and now even I've seen a lot at Spo that people are like, don't get me wrong, Spo isn't without faults. No one is. He's messed up. Sometimes he throws out lineups that are a little weird, that we don't know what he's doing. But I
Yeah.
think the key of that point is that we don't know what he's doing. And I would imagine that Spo has bought enough credibility, respect, with what he's done over the entire course of his career with taking a play-in team to the finals that we could just trust him. And if he's trying a lineup, maybe he's literally just trying it. And if it sucks, it's like, okay, well, that lineup sucks. And to that point, maybe he tries it for a few games because you don't want to just test it once and never
Hmm.
know. So there was this tweet by Woj, which was interesting because I didn't know Woj was even like really still like, well, and it wasn't a tweet, it was a thread, a post on Threads.
What does he do nowadays? He's like a high school teacher?
I think he's running a program
A
for a
school?
college. Yeah, St.
Okay, yeah.
Bonaventure men's
Yeah.
basketball.
I think he
Um,
graduated from that school, something like that.
Someone had posted, "How is Spo not in the hot seat? Why is he held at a different standard with very little to show for in his post Big Three career? 14 years of mediocrity, 2 finals appearances, once during COVID, another a miracle fluke, both ending in a massive public beatdowns." Which the COVID year wasn't a public beatdown. We went to 6 against the Lakers, so I don't think going to 6 is considered a beatdown. But uh, so
Also,
yeah,
I've never heard any media outlets talk bad about Spo ever,
no,
ever,
this was a
ever.
random tweet from someone. I don't know who this
Uh-huh.
is. And then Woj responded, let me put it this way. If NBA teams had a draft of coaches, Spo would be the #1 overall pick. And that would be true whether your franchise was a championship contender, a middle team trying to move up, or a franchise in a complete rebuild. This is Woj,
All
who
right,
is
let's
very plugged in, or was very
yeah.
plugged in.
Let's break it down, right? Off the top of your head, who competes with Spo, so like in the upper echelon of coaches?
I don't think any of them have the track record to put in that category. Like I
I
think you
look
could say like Mark Dagnall from OKC, but like I don't know. I haven't
not
seen him on a team that doesn't have Shea and all these good
not
players on it.
not even your what was the next guys last year? I'm very bad with NBA names at the moment.
Tibbs,
Your Tibbs, your
Ime Udoka maybe is in that echelon. Like if you want to start getting
oh fuck
close,
no,
but
no.
like yeah, I'm like
There's just no one in the NBA. Like we've seen them in good teams be good and bad teams be good, mediocre teams be relevant, and shitter teams trying to compete.
yeah, Rick Carlisle I'd say is probably in that conversation with what he did with the Indiana Pacers, and like he has a long track record too. But even then, like you'd still pick Spo over him.
Brother, Spo has two chips. One, two, three,
Oh,
four,
a
five.
million playoff seasons, like
Oh, final runs. How many? Five, six, six,
6 finals runs. Yeah,
six final appearances. Yes. Would I want to win more? Fuck yes, bro. I want to win all six.
but like
Yeah,
you can't blame Spo for any of that.
brother. But that's the thing. Like you don't really see a lot of people get fired for just sucking. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like coaches get fired for be like oh, yo, we suck. Like, you're out. Spo has never sucked, and we've had bad teams. Well, we've had one really, really bad team.
And we've had so many seasons where the team has performed way better than expectations, way better. So
I really don't think there's anyone better than Spo out here. Like,
no,
at unless Pop was still, I mean, healthy. Hopefully he is healthy and coaching. I'd be like, all right, you know what, Pop. Okay,
yeah,
that's
Pop
fine.
is in
Pick
that
him, pick him,
conversation, but
pick him as number one. I don't really care.
and that's not like I'm not trying to discredit these young coaches because there's a lot of young ones who are showing up who are
For
showing that
sure,
they
brother.
have some
But
stuff, but it's too soon to say.
yeah, I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
Like
Like,
I'm not going to
just
say like
because you're,
Jordy Fernandez, who's doing a great job with the Brooklyn Nets right now. Like, come on,
what do you want me to congratulate you because you're doing okay? Like, yeah, no,
you need 20 more years under your
congratulations.
belt. Joe Mazzulla's doing a great job with the Celtics this year.
He's
Okay,
a
you need
freak. He's a big time freak. But I mean, good coach. But he's just not. He's just,
yeah. So, uh,
also in the best and the the second best or third best organization in the league. I mean, like historically speaking, like yeah,
yeah,
no shit, honey, you're gonna have a good team. Like your GM is an amazing GM, and yeah, but let me see you go through a shitter team. Let me see you do good with the bad team, or when things get tough, let me see what you do. That's what makes coaches great. Chips is chips. Obviously, that's number one. That's the number one criteria. But let me see what you do in bad situations.
they burnt Spo's house burnt down this year, and he coached all the next games. He didn't take any days off.
He was coaching while it was burning.
Yes, like
This guy said, "My house on fire." Chill. Let
come
me
on,
close this
man.
game real quick.
Let's just So, if you're, I am, and I don't care. I don't normally make blanket statements, but if you're one of these people who thinks that the Heat would be better off without Spo, then I just don't value your opinion at all. You don't like
Look, the only way I'm thinking weird about Spo, and this is my take. I want Spo to go up in the next 3 years and really pat of his duties. I think that should be his not last dance, but I think that should be his destiny, just to move up and be like, all right, you've done enough already for us.
he's not doing that anytime soon.
No, definitely not. He's very young, but that's what I want him to end up as, and I think
I would love
that
for that
is his.
eventually, but he's
I think that it,
55 right now.
yeah, that is his trajectory. I hope Miami would give it to him.
Yeah, like he's 55. He's gonna hang out for a while. He's gonna coach
Well,
for another 15 years.
didn't this Boston guy, he was the coach and he went up very young too. What's his name?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ainge.
No, Danny Ainge is in another team now.
He's in Utah, but he was in Boston. He was
No,
the
but the current Boston GM, who was it? It was their coach like 5, 6 years ago.
Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens was the coach, and then this guy leaves, and they brought him up.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, I think it would be open to Spo if they
Yeah.
wanted it. But I don't think
You also need a candidate that could fill Spo's shoes, just like the Spurs guys is
yeah,
doing.
and he just
with,
became like the Olympic head coach. Like I think he's gonna want
yeah.
to keep coaching for at least a couple Olympics.
Mhm.
Give him 2-3 Olympics under his belt before he
Ooh,
retires from that.
That's 15 years, roughly 13.
Yeah, 12 years. Yeah, I mean he's 55. He could coach till he's in his 60s,
Yeah.
late 60s. Look what Pop just did. But we'll see.
Well,
A few things to close us out before we get out of here. There's been some drama around Rich Paul having a podcast, being the biggest agent in the NBA, a super agent, and talking often about trading players, and one of which is on the Lakers. He's spoken about the Lakers should trade AR, Austin Reeves. I've said the same thing, but I am not an agent, and I do not represent anybody who is on the Lakers, whereas Rich Paul does.
weird
So
guy.
there's
Very
been some
weird.
reports that that's caused drama in the locker room. The Lakers haven't been fans of it. AR's agent has not been a fan of it and even approached Rich Paul at a game to talk about it in person. First and foremost, not the important part, but it's just funny. Some people said that Bill Simmons, who owns The Ringer, who hires Rich Paul now, put him up to this as an evil genius to try to curse the Lakers. Bill said on his podcast that
Curse the Lakers for what? They suck.
Also, he said he'd never do that because he thinks that, like, and I honestly believe him, that he thinks that the bad luck would, like, swing back around to the Celtics somehow. Like, he jinxed himself. But he's still happy to see the Lakers are struggling, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I don't think he was, like, twisting his mustache, like, thinking, I got them now. And then LeBron has even been brought into this where they're like, oh, is LeBron telling Rich Paul to say all these things? And look, normally a player does have a lot of control over what their agent says. LeBron does not have control over what Rich Paul says.
No.
Rich Paul is more than just LeBron's agent.
Rich Paul's insufferable, right?
Yeah. I feel that way.
borderline. He's very insufferable at this point. Like I saw his because I didn't know about this, but I didn't know he had a podcast. I don't really listen to many podcasts nowadays. But there's a bunch of sneakers. He was on a sneaker podcast, and he had a New Balance collaboration, and he was talking about this, that, and the fourth. And I'm like, dude, you're very insufferable. Like, shouts out to LeBron putting you in his position, but if not, you'd be very, very, very insufferable. Like, you're kind of annoying,
Yeah.
and that yeah, trade talks with like what? Like unless I don't know, that's weird. That's weird. Unless you're hyping someone up, like, bro, whoever gets this guy, 30 plus points a game, even though it's still weird, but
But like
whatever.
talking to trades when you're like a guy who's somewhat in control of those trades is a little
Yeah.
bit, it's a
It's
little bit
it's
weird.
it's weird. It's just weird vibes from that dude. So I mean, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Rich Paul, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't, I tried to get into the podcast. Maybe I'll give it a chance later on, but I didn't care for it too much.
Well, shouts out
Uh,
Max though. I didn't know you told me that it's from Max, and I love Max. I think
I do.
he's a genius in what he does, and I think that first take hate that well he said it himself. I did listen to that podcast that he was kind of forced to make crazy takes because of first take. There's a lot of takes. The word take being said here, but like they needed a villain and a hero, and Stephen A was the right guy, and this guy was a hot take guy, and he was like, that's not me though.
Yeah. He
Like
didn't,
I'm
that
I- I'm
wasn't,
getting forced to make hot takes because this is what the show is. Like this is what legacy media is at the moment. But this is not me. Like they're making me do this, and I have to do it. But I do like Max. I think he's a really 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 good personality.
I always liked him too. So that's why I'm like, have some hope that maybe Max can like mold Rich Paul into a better podcaster. But right now, at least from the
I don't
first
I
few
don't
episodes I
I
heard,
don't think so.
I didn't care
I
for it.
think his
So
arrogance is way over the roof.
yeah. One last thing I did want to,
For a guy that just got his license like a couple years, his actual what is he again? An agent license like 7 6 years ago or something like that. I
yeah, I mean,
think.
he's just, yeah, I don't, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't love him the way he speaks. So
Mm-mm.
I'm good on it for now. Uh, did want to shout out LeBron though. Had his first back to back of the season. The 41-year-old played a back to back. They interviewed him and they like asked him what he did to prepare for it, and he gave them actually exactly what he did the whole day. And he said that he did a cold tub plunge, then he did a hyperbaric chamber, he took a nap, he played some PGA while he had Normatec on his legs. He did like his normal like pregame activation, treatment, stretching, rehabbing, lifting, and then had a big pregame meal. Then he went out and scored 30 with 9 and 10 against the Hawks. This is it's a 41-year-old on a back to back.
But is it me or is it weird that we don't hear LeBron anymore?
He's phasing out, dude. He's
He
phasing
is
out.
phasing out really hard, dude, and it's
It's
and
so weird.
it was very obviously that this is just time. Like this is gonna happen no matter what. But it feels like a part of me is like, what the fuck is happening?
He's
Like,
not the main story of anything this
no, bro,
season.
it is crazy,
Yeah.
Chris. Like it is crazy to be
I
like,
mean, think about how much stuff we just talked about, and I didn't mention LeBron until now, and even this is like somewhat like this isn't news. It's just me shouting out LeBron, but it's not
yeah,
like
that is insane, dude. Like it was LeBron's face everywhere. LeBron
he's
talk
41 years old.
crazy doing this at 35. He's still doing it at 38, and then it's like,
It's like the famous
uh,
post is like the fuckery can't go around much longer, and it's like, nah, I went around for a lot longer. He's
LeBron is out here at 41. Oh, back to SGA, and it's like
yeah,
it's kind of insane, dude. Like
the
he's
longevity is incredibly impressive.
it's impressive, but the phasing out is it kind of Loki hurts me. Like I feel like I'm
It's
breaking
weird.
up with someone right now.
When he retires, it's gonna suck.
It
I'm
is
not
it is
gonna.
gonna it is gonna suck, and that's a part of us is not gonna die. It sounds like a very dramatic, but like that's like like what the older heads felt
Yeah,
watching NBA now. It's like no, yeah, I remember LeBron.
I remember LeBron a lot. We as Heat fans, we obviously have like even more
Yeah,
special memories of LeBron.
exactly. Yeah.
So we're naturally tied to him a bit. I'll hit on a few things real quick before we get out too. And on the trade market as well, Sabonis apparently there's some interest from Toronto.
Brother,
Uh,
Sabonis is always getting traded and he never leaves. I don't understand. Like
I don't know if the Kings will finally do it. They're
I
trying
love
to go
Sabonis
young
by the way,
now.
big Sabonis fan.
I think he's cool. I think he's underrated, and I think he'd be interesting on Toronto. They kind of have like I think he fits them well because they play defense, and that's not his biggest strong suit, but
No,
he's like
he's
a
actually
good What were you gonna say?
Yeah, he's not the best defender, to be
No,
honest.
but he can rebound well. He can play
Yeah.
make. So like, I think they fit around him nicely,
Hmm.
where he can kind of fit into the offense. That'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind it. I think it'd be cool to see him finally get a change of scenery and see if how he'd perform on a different team. Any other last thoughts on Sabonis to Toronto before we keep going quickly?
No, but I think he's a really good player, very underrated. Sick and tired of him getting shopped around every single year, never leaves anywhere though.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it already.
Yeah.
Next, as of today, Kuminga as well as Davion, as well as a lot of other players, just became trade eligible. Based on like when they signed extensions. Kuminga also immediately demanded a trade upon becoming eligible. It was like at 7 in the
Yeah.
morning West Coast time that they said he's demanding a trade.
Yeah, come buckets.
Yeah,
I
he
don't
wants
know.
out, and I
I
don't
don't
blame
know.
him, dude. I would be so pissed that I'm on that team. The coach hates you. The GM hates you. They don't let you play.
Yeah, just trade cum buckets. Just trade him. You should have traded him. I don't think he found any good suitors in
The
the
Kings were
offseason, right?
somewhat interested in him apparently, but they didn't want to
Oh, well,
go.
Miami was interested in him, I think, for like a week, and they were like, nah.
No, because the Warriors were wanting so much for him, and it's like you guys don't even play the guy. You can't at the same time
Well, he
say we
was.
want.
I think he was demanding a good contract though.
Yeah, but
I have.
that's not they. Well, he wanted a good contract from the Warriors, or he would, I think, be willing to like play on a team and sign a new contract with them. So he's already on
Okay,
a contract now. But the Warriors wanted like a first round pick and stuff. It's like you can't say you value this guy and then
and
also
I'll play
not play
him.
him ever. So yeah, you're speaking out of two sides of your mouth. Hopefully he gets traded for his own sake, because man, I would be so tired of being on that team. And hopefully we see some fun stuff where he gets moved to a team where he can actually play basketball and we get a real analyzation of what he is.
Hmm.
Another one who's out there technically on the trade market is Chris Paul. He recently said like he's still working out, he's still been staying in shape and wants to play basketball.
I'm good, brother.
Yeah, it sucks. He's still on the Clippers roster right now. Just
Why don't they just sign him? Sign him and waive him, or waive him. Period.
I don't know. I think maybe they think they can trade him. I don't know. It's weird.
For what, he's retiring next year. And I'm pretty
Uh,
sure he's on a vet. I what? What?
yeah, I don't know.
Well, I did see him in Giannis packages for from the Clipper side, but
That's
I
why I'm like,
mean,
maybe for them, it's like we just sit him and see if maybe we can use his salary to trade him, and if not, then we waive him. I don't know. I don't know. But nonetheless, I don't know. I don't think he'll find a team, which sucks because like he was supposed to have his retirement tour and then they didn't do it
what's he on right now? If you don't mind me asking.
on his contract.
Yeah.
Not much, I'll tell you right now. 1 year, 3.6 million.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, why don't you just buy yourself out? But no,
No, not even.
that's way too much money.
It for the cap hit is only 2.2 million. Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, but you don't want to buy yourself. Yeah, there's no point. Yeah, just trade me or don't play me. Then fuck it. No farewell tour for me. Fuck you, Clippers.
No,
Another person that hates the Clippers organization. Because if I was Chris Paul, I joined
yeah.
the Lob City trio that
All,
hates. I'd
all
be
of the
like,
people who have come from the
all of
Clippers
them.
hate the Clippers.
Granted, I mean their GM was allegedly a freakazoid,
Yeah,
right?
no, he was. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so freakazoid, they treat you like shit. Fuck him. I come on a podcast too, like, nah, fuck them. Like what they did to me.
Just a shame. And then last, this is actually some cool stuff I found. This is an article called "The Make or Miss League" from Above the Break on Substack. The author is Nevin L. Brown. Just want to make sure to credit whoever, the person who wrote this. Uh, we've talked about this on the pod. This guy actually like put the numbers behind it. How like when you miss a shot, then the other team like is coming off a rebound and they're able to like get into their offense quicker. You might be not being able to set up your defense as fast. Whereas when you make a shot, now you can set up your defense. So
Honestly.
yeah. So the league average offensive rating across the whole league right now is 115.9 points per 100 possessions. After a steal, the league average offensive rating is 133. So that makes sense, right? After a steal, you're more likely to score. Now this is where it starts getting interesting. Following a made field goal, so someone scored on you and now you have to inbound the ball, the league average offensive rating goes down to 112.9, which to give like a team reference, that means your offense is now as good as the Pelicans. Not good.
Mm-mm.
But following a miss, so they missed the score, they missed the bucket, you get the rebound, the league average goes up to 117.7. So not like blowing anyone out of the water, but it's like Spurs, Cavs, pretty good, above league average. Now even more stuff. It's gonna get interesting. Following a made free throw, so the free throw goes in and you have to inbound. It's like even slower. The offense goes down to 110.6. So when you foul and the guy makes both his free throws, offense is terrible. And if he misses the free throw and you get the rebound on it, offense is still average, 115.4. It's not even as good as following a normal miss off a
Mm-hmm.
bucket. One crazy example that comes in here that they're cited, the Nuggets, which Jokic is a cheat code, they have the best offensive rating in the whole league, 123.4.
Okay.
And after a miss, they're even better. They're second in the league after a miss at 125.9. And following a make, so even if they have to inbound the ball, their rating is still 121.4, still way better than the rest of the league. But Jokic is a cheat code. Uh, yeah, that spike after 121.39 after a make, that's 8.53 above league average. That's way above anyone else. It's just insane what they score. Now, on the opposite end, we're going to talk about Miami. Miami is top 8 in offense after a make. So after the other team scores a bucket, we inbound the ball. We're 3.12 points above league average, 115.98 offensive rating after a make. So we're pretty good. If you score on us, we're able to get back in and score on you.
That's
But
good.
we're one of the 5 what the fuck teams in this article where our offensive rating is actually worse after a miss. So after you miss and we get the rebound, we play worse on offense.
Transition offense sucks butt.
Yeah. So the 5 what the fuck teams in here are Indiana, Atlanta, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, and Miami. Most of these teams, Indiana, Atlanta, Brooklyn, they're young, not good teams. Makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Philly's been playing decent. The main reason they're on this list apparently is after rebounds, they average like 6 more turnovers, which is insane. So they get
Ew.
it. Yeah, they just,
Wow.
I don't know. They can't protect the ball, I guess.
That's weird.
Miami, we average like a little bit more turnovers, nothing crazy. It's just like all tiny stuff. Our shot quality just goes down. Our shot percentages just goes down. And this is an exact quote from the article that I think is worth mentioning. Since we're the most extreme, we are the most what the fuck team. Our offensive rating is a negative or is a minus 6.27 from league average after a miss. After a miss. The Heat have been playing at the fastest pace all season, and it might be that they're playing a little too fast, coming off misses. They're 9.14 seconds per possession following a miss, excluding second chance opportunities, is first in the league, and it's leading to second worst first shot offense in these situations. So we're first in the league in putting a shot up after a miss,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the second worst shots in the league.
That's crazy.
As
That
my
is what the fuck.
Yeah, it's like we're rushing down the court, we're getting down there, and then they're just putting it up, and it's a miss.
Mm-hmm.
As my high school coach would say, be quick, but don't hurry. I think the Heat would benefit tremendously by pumping the brakes ever so slightly off of misses.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck, Miami? And it's weird because I watch the games too, and I feel like I love how fast we move in transition off of misses. Like when we get the rebounds, they push the pace, they push the ball up.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, our offense is worse after misses.
You slow it down a little bit.
Just a little bit. The only thing I will say, and I don't know if I've talked about this on the pod before or not, but there's a website called shotquality.com. They do a great job at, if the game was played on paper, what your shot quality means and what that translates into winning. The Heat are still at this point in the season the second unluckiest team in terms of how good the shots we get are and how many times those are converting. So I don't know if some of that is in transition. We're getting good looks and they're just not falling. So maybe that's where a lot of the unluck is happening in those
Mm-hmm.
specific moments. It just made me think of that in that scenario. So we are poised to tick up in terms of luck, in terms of making some shots, or maybe this will just be one of our unluckiest seasons ever. Too soon to tell. Before we get out of here, Hansel, burnt out and fired up. I'll start. I'll start with you. I'm burnt out by I don't even know. I don't want to say Heat fans anymore. And I don't want to say trade talk because now I'm a little excited about some of the trade talk. I don't think I'm really burnt out by anything right now. I will say, you know what? I'm fired up for the Natty. It's nothing to do with basketball.
And shouts out to the only probably alumni in our friend group.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you should be hyped.
I'm extremely hyped that the is in the national championship for the first time ever. Shout out
in
to
Miami.
Max. Shout out to Max for being a part of it. I know he will never take any credit because he is a small part of a large cog, but a large machine. So, but still, shout out to him. He's there.
A large what?
He's a small cog in a large machine.
Okay, I thought you said something different there, but okay.
No, but shout out to him nonetheless because that must be so cool to be in the locker room during all this. Like,
yeah, definitely. He did.
Living it.
He sent us a photo of the confetti falling down of going to Natty, and I was like, that's cool.
That's really cool.
That's really cool. I've never seen confetti before, so
no, and it's gonna be in Miami, the national championship. And shout out to Cubans.
Yeah, shouts
because
out to Cuban, shouts out to Mario, shouts out to any other Cubans in his staff. Shout out to the Mendoza brothers. I don't know
the
if you
Cuban
ever,
quarterback. Yep.
yeah, I don't know if you ever seen Fernando speak.
Yeah,
What a guy!
I
Holy
love him.
shit, he's like a cool version of a frat dude, and he's very empathetic, and he's
Super well spoken.
super well spoken. He's like, you know what? Shouts out to this team, and this is butchering everything he's saying. So God forbid. But he's like, shouts out to that team, et cetera, et cetera. But we believed in us first, God first, and I'm like, you're borderline kind of weird with it, but like, holy shit, you're so nice. Like,
No,
you
he
just
gave
genuine.
mad credit to Miami. Loves Miami. Super happy that we're in the
And
Natty.
in his speech, his when he won his Heisman,
Heisman
I
Trophy.
know
Yeah,
Heisman, first Cuban Heisman winner. He was like, his grandparents were there. They were Cuban. They are Cuban, and he talked to him in Spanish. I was like, damn it,
yeah.
and a projected #1 overall draft pick. If all right, check it out. Boom. I don't want to say he wins. I say Miami wins, but if he goes #1,
Yeah.
Miami wins with a Cuban head coach, and Cuba's free. This
Yeah,
is this
that's a big. So,
is.
are you saying that those two things might lead to Cuba being free?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
saying 1, 2, and then 3. 2026 is the Cuban year, baby. Like,
it's the year. It's the year of Cuba.
yeah, like I mean, it's only destiny. But no, but shouts out to that. I mean, I'm gonna be hype. Hopefully, we get to watch it. But that's definitely a W for Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could both say we're fired up. Are you burnt out by anything aside?
Uh, yeah, just burnt out by just life, man. Life burns you out. But like I said last time,
Keep trucking.
you can only be down a certain amount. After that, everything goes up, everything floats up, and if strive to be a good person, strive to be the best version of yourself, put yourself first, and it's only up. It's only up. It can only be dark days for X amount of time, for a certain amount
You
of
know
time.
what? I don't even know why I'm saying this because I'm not going to clip this. It's not going anywhere. But maybe for the one random guy who's still listening, just deep into the pod, shout out to you. Uh, I am burnt out by something. I'm burnt out by toxicity, and just in general, but more specifically, it's it comes in competitive culture, comes in sports, comes in video games, which is what I'm
Mhm.
about to relate to. As someone who plays League of Legends, who on and off, I've gone through different times in my life where I used to play jungle all the time in League. This is getting really niche, so I'm sorry if none of you play this, but uh as a jungler, it's always your fault when things go wrong. It's just
Mhm.
that's what happens when you're playing the game, right? And I recently had an experience where I'm playing the top lane and my jungler is going to come get a kill for me. He's going to help me out. And there's so much internal trauma in him as a jungler that he never ended up coming to help me get the kill because he was scared that he would steal the kill. And I ended up dying. And I didn't rage at him because I know where he's at. He's like, my bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to steal your kill. And I'm like, hey, dude, it's okay. Next time, just get the kill. Who cares?
Yeah.
And that's what I hate. That there's so much toxicity that this guy's like, I'm not even, he just literally stood waiting, watching. Cause he's like, what if I steal the kill and he yells at me or something? And it's like, come on, man. Like, why are people so toxic in video games, dude? Like, he stole your kill?
It's just because you're hiding behind a screen
Yeah.
24/7. Because in basketball, there could be like that one shit talker, but that's normal. But everyone in the league talks shit. It's like, yeah, but like if we're playing this game in real life, you're not gonna talk that crazy.
That's like if I'm open from three and like my boy didn't pass to me, but he hits like a dope ass mid ranger.
Mhm.
Like, that's cool. I might
Yeah,
be
that's
like,
cool.
yo, bro, you should have passed out. It's like,
No.
whatever. You made the
Yeah,
shot. Like,
yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
okay,
Even if you didn't
man.
make the shot, like, if you get a good look, like, you got a good look. Who cares? What are we doing here?
Keep it trucking, bro.
Yeah. So that's what I got. Again, thank you for joining us, Hansel. We'll get this out soon and appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.